Hi, this is Michael, a bankhead again on April the 27th, and it's Friday. We have some campaign news from Mitt Romney's campaign, which is, the slogan is "Believe in America." It says, "Friend, elections are about choices." This past weekend previewed the stark contrasts facing voters in this election. Governor Romney's speech Tuesday night in New Hampshire contained a crisp and specific critique of President Obama's policy failures and his own positive vision for a better America. The speech left the Obama campaign sputtering, with even David Axelrod offering praise. In 15 minutes, Governor Romney dismantled the myths of hope and change with the reality of a failed record, and that even the president and his campaign are struggling to defend. President Obama's stagnant, government-centered economy has depressed growth and the American spirit of natural optimism. At a time when a campaign just emerging from a long primary should be struggling, Governor Romney has rapidly unified support and begun to capture the imagination of the country with his vision of a pro-growth economy that will lift us out of the Obama doldrums. It was a big speech to mark a big win that begins with a big debate about big things. President Obama, on the other hand, spent the week slow jamming the news, striking a Heisman pose, and trying to pick a fight over student loans to help the 1 and 2 recent college graduates who are either jobless or underemployed as a result of his policies, which is apparently really funny stuff to the president. Unfortunately for him, Republicans agree that the need for a temporary extension, but want it paid for by cutting spending rather than raising taxes. So instead of the fight he was hoping for, he got a debate over taxes and spending, which he wasn't hoping for. But changing a presidential schedule is not easy, so Obama pressed on anyway with official events to attack his political opponents in swing states with target voters 18 to 29 years of age that he did well with in 2008, but whose support is waning in 2012. His campaign team then announced in a hastily arranged Wednesday night conference call that his re-election campaign would begin on May the 5th, as if the president hasn't been campaigning for re-election nonstop for the past year now. In making this announcement, the Chicago crowd was consistent with what had been a remarkably flailing campaign with no discernible rationale for candidacy. We now know that only one campaign is going to run on President Obama's record on the past 3.5 years in office, and it's not the Obama campaign. Without the ability to run on a record achievement, the incumbent is reduced to a campaign based on scattershot attacks on Governor Romney in particular and Republicans in general. To sum up the primary important keynotes of this particular session, which supports Mitt Romney's candidacy, they give you some statistics, and these statistics are not generalized statistics. They're not made-up statistics that are made up by some voters that want some specific piece of something. This is, I'll get to the point of the article. The Obama campaign is like one of those gyrating, intermittent lawn sprinklers spewing out attacks in seemingly random directions, hoping to get somebody wet somewhere, but hoping even more to talk about anything but the unemployment rate, federal debt, gas prices, and rising health insurance premiums. In his New Hampshire remarks, Governor Romney dubbed this a campaign of diversions, distortions, and distractions, but noted it wouldn't work. It's still about the economy, and we're not stupid. The Obama campaign's calculation is understandable given the current polling data. Number one, it says the president's job approval remains mired below 50%. 46% says the Fox News poll, April the 22nd through the 24th. Most Americans believe the country is still in a recession. 83% of Americans agree, according to a Fox News poll, April the 22nd through the 24th. People strongly think the country is moving in the wrong direction. 59% of Americans agree, says the NBC News WSJ poll, April the 13th through the 17th. Nearly two-thirds of Americans believe that Obama's policies have either hurt economic conditions in the country or had no impact. 63% of Americans have agreed to this, and NBC News at WSJ poll, April 13th through 17th, is where they gathered those statistics. Less than one-third of our Americans believe that if President Obama is re-elected, economic conditions in this country will be helped. 31% believe that, which is less than one-third of all Americans believe that if he's re-elected, the economic changes will be helped. In other words, 31% of people, that means when you flip it over, it's 59% of Americans believe that he's out of office, according to this. 31% believe that if he remains, maybe conditions will get better. And those are things that you need to look at. The things that he promised was hope and change. That was the title of Obama's, I want to almost call it a sermon, his campaign travelings. This does continue on. If you receive emails from Matt Rhoades, this is from Matt Rhoades, who is a supporter of Mitt Romney, and this was in my email today. And you can go to Romney Believe in America, and you can sign up to receive this information. He is Mitt Romney's campaign manager. Let's see. You can follow Matt on Facebook. Again, it's Matt Rhoades. His last name is spelled Rhoades. And so that will be the end for our continuing discussion about what is politics about. How do you know when a president is spewing hot air? How can you judge if the 4 years in office, did the person meet the promise that they spoke? We never get the opportunity to say, hi, Mr. President, why did this happen? Why did this plan not work out? And we have all these little devices. You've seen, like, Apple's has these numbers charts, and mathematicians have numbers charts, and the Census Bureau, it has the ability to find out exactly how many people are in a house, and we have birth control, so we can control how many people exist. So we know about numbers, and we know how much typical people eat, but what we didn't see, and I'm taking a negative tone to this, but if you go on, you'll see that Michelle Obama, who is President Barack Obama's wife, is teaching us about how to dress. In NBC News today, let's see, you'll find a long spew. And of course, fashion is important, and the textile industry is important, and it's important for those who go to college and learn how to do fashion design, because they get income from the dresses that she would present, or any I think they've been titled the celebrity presidents is what they're falling out on. They're leaving us with. But if you go to NBC, you will find that Michelle Obama has several dresses, and she's been on several talk shows, and she's telling you how you should dress as a female. So if that interests you, I'll attach that to the Facebook following this particular report. Have a good day. If we're advertising clothing and we're in a recession and the wealthy people are advertising clothing, that's a good sign that we have the wrong people in office, in my personal opinion. I don't recall anyone ever talking about Hillary Clinton's dresses when Bill Clinton was in office, nor do I recall them talking much about Nancy Reagan being a fashion model. It's not a good thing. It makes you wonder if the military are wearing the camouflage suits. Are they really fashion models in camouflage suits, or does that suit matter anymore? I will attach that article about she and her dresses following this. Have a great day, and this is Michael Bankhead signing off. Bye-bye.